can sort of get started. I'm gonna fix one of the first things I need to fix real quick is the days of the week. We're just gonna. We could, in theory, just take the first 3. Let's just, instead of like doing that, we can keep it full, but we just render it as differently. So look for days of the week. Slice and just 3 is this on? Yeah, so there we go. So I just noticed that it was like resizing a little bit weird. I don't know if I wrote down anything that I didn't catch, but today we're going to be working with OpenAI finally. I'll have some stuff that's on the other screen, just so I don't accidentally leak anything. But we're going to be working with the Open API, which means we need to get the chat completions. Yep. Python's really okay. So I feel like I should be doing Python stuff. I might. They're getting rid of DaVinci, so let's just DaVinci 2 they're still using for chat completions. Let's do GPT-4 Turbo. OpenAI library. So there's a Node.js. Wait, there's is it royalty free coding music. Is there royalty free music? Looking for a royalty free. Okay, so that is working because actually, like almost every day that I've been coding, there's always been like something that wasn't working. We can say completion. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna say AI for API routes. So this is posts. So what I want to do is rename this. Call it AI. AI router. So now for the index page, because there easy way to make marquee So marquee can actually be created pretty easily. I won't worry about it right now. I won't worry about it right now. Let's just get to API stuff. So we're gonna create API. We get an object that's a string. We're gonna actually get an object. Let me go ahead and install the Okay. So we have installed that. Server utils. So we can export a function that's like const generate completion. And it is not this function's, let's put a little bit of documentation on here. This accepts a prompt and returns the result. This function does not generate the prompt. I've only spent 16 cents. Nice. You can have limits in the API. I didn't realize that. You learn something new every day. I didn't realize you can have limits on the API. So this is really cool. Prompts. This should be a string. This will be a string. Prompt. What will we get? There's a JSON thingy too, if I remember correctly. OpenAI JSON format. Why does it look like that? Doesn't it's like, why does it feel so bad? So this is a wait, so that means this is gonna be a como se dice? It's gonna be a oof, a promise. Oh my god. And that felt so good. Oh my god. And we're just gonna export this. So on calendar, since we're done with context, I believe, when we hit make, I can barely read any of this. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. So when we hit make prompt, we want to just go ahead and, like, first of all, we want to make the button have a on load. So we go make prompt. I don't know how to show it loading. We can do something that's like, if is loading is equal to true, then do the loading icon. If not, then the text is just make prompt. There is no is loading though, so I'll just do if true is true for right now, and then we can do loading, but we can replace that. So what we're gonna have to do over here in weak view is, why don't you use GitHub Copilot or anything? I can. I typically don't. I'd be down to use it. I'll probably install it after the stream. I think that's a good call. I think it's free initially, so I think part of it is that I know that it's paid. I think there's a free trial though. I would love to use it. Oh, it's $20 a month. It's $10 a month. Yeah, but there's a free trial. I think after the free trial, oh my god, 30 days? It's a 30-day free. I didn't realize it was a 30-day free trial. That's sick. Thank you, DL Brawl Stars. That's sick. I didn't realize. What the heck? What to heck? Yeah, I'm gonna get on that after the stream. Whatchamacallit. So now we are importing we're making a mutate function. So AI stuff equals await, or is it an await? Use mutation. Let me import the API. hide the modal, hide this. I'll need generate prompt in a second. AI API, use queries. Create. There's also an alternative. Codium, it's free forever for developer, not free trial though. What's the terms of service? Oh, it's SOC 2 compliant. Interesting. Interesting. I'll look into that. I'll look into that. Oh. Oh. We froze. 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 I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching anything. That was weird. We froze. So create is a mutation. So why isn't it saying create? So it's letting me do API and then create and then use. Okay, there we go. So why isn't it? Why can't I? So what we're gonna do is we're just going to test that we are getting a response back on success. I think data. This is a really handy way of returning whatever the database gives back, but what we're going to return is data. So we'll keep it similar to the shape that I think we're sort of expecting, but we're going to be like, hello. And then the create is going to be a prompt, and it needs to be a string, and it needs to have a minimum of 1. I really like Zod too. I really like the T3 stack. The only thing that I don't particularly like whenever I spin something up is I'm falling in and out of love with NextAuth. I don't know if anyone's used it. And also I need to get into Python apparently. A lot of people are into Python. At least for building certain things. It's like a really, like, I just feel like when I think scripting, I just think JavaScript. I think Python as well, to be completely frank, because I've used it from time to time over the years, but like, I think JavaScript. But Python is pretty popular, and I didn't realize. So on success, we will then console log data. So we have an event handler to handle whatever happens there. Let's see. So we want to hit where it says loading. On click generate prompt. We can go ahead and expand this because it's going to be doing a couple of other things. So chat mutate. I do. Yeah, I do use Git. Very much love Git. And it's not ID, it's prompt. So we're just gonna say text. So on the server, we get something. I'll go ahead and save. We're having some really slow saves right now. It's so weird. I'm gonna exit out of some stuff. I love Git. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I use Git. So now what did I just do? We're gonna hit inspect. We're gonna have the console up, and I'm also going to console log the input just to make sure that I'm getting the input locally, or is the code available on GitHub or similar resources. When I get it done, when I get the project done and because this is gonna be part of a video, once I get it done, I'd love to just share it with people on GitHub if y'all want this. Yeah, just follow me. It's just not finished. I don't want to share it in its current state. I want to share it once I'm actually finished with it, which I should be done soon. So yeah, if you want to actually have your hand at using this code and you have access to OpenAI, like you have access to the API, yeah, you go ahead and follow, subscribe, and then I'll go ahead and there'll be a video and you'll be able to see it. I also need to like put stuff on my GitHub because this is like the first time in a while I've actually built a project live. And I enjoy it. So we're gonna hit loading. So we get our prompt and we get the mutation. I just realized, so the mutate function is async and I completely forgot. So I need to await it. I was just like, why didn't I immediately get this is a non-promise? I thought mutate functions were promises. Let me check the documentation. Mutate. Use mutation. Oh, it is definitely, it's synchronous. Is it? Or am I being lied to? I might be being lied to. Cool. You could also make a video about the extensions I wrote about above. This is quite well. Yeah, I would love to do something on AI Copilot. I would just figure out which one is the best. Yeah, I would love to. I just have to learn how to make compelling videos, which I've never successfully been able to do. I've always been able to edit, but not do anything that's like super cool. I watched the video though earlier and I was just like, this is cool. I want to do this. So I'll try to copy it a little bit. All right, cool. So I guess mutate is gonna be not async, and I'm not gonna async that, which means I am going to, on success, we're going to prompt for whatever comes from, we're gonna, instead of doing console log, we're gonna prompt for it. So we'll just, we could stringify this. Stringify. Nice. All right. All right. Now this is where we accidentally charge a bunch of money to my OpenAI because I don't know how to handle the life cycle of React components in Next.js properly. That is mostly a joke, I think. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the function from, we're gonna import generate chat. Is it, what is it? Generate completion. OpenAI. And this is in routers? API? No, it's in server. It's in server. So we go from server OpenAI. Is it the default? I don't think I don't think it has a default, right? Yeah, there's no default. This is just an object. Generate completion, and also it outputted. We are only looking for strings, so we're gonna put in prompt, and it is awaited, and we don't need this comma. Well, I mean, it's required. I was about to say, so this is why I hate TypeScript sometimes, is that it can be slow. So I'll be like coding and like it's right, and I think it's wrong because it hasn't taken the time to refresh, and then I'm just like, duh, come on, guy. All right, so this is the first time I'm going to be using OpenAI. I believe I have the credits in properly. But if I have it in wrong, I could be wrong. But we'll see. I'm putting limits on my other screen so I know what the heck I'm doing. Limits, usage. I've only used 19 cents. I'm so happy. Anyway, the moment of truth in a second. Actually, hold on. We got to figure out what we're putting in prompt. So we're going to put in the prompt from generate. Generate prompt, and I believe it's just a function. There's nothing that it needs. And then we're gonna go up to here. We're gonna make sure. So this is the prompt that we created yesterday. What we will do later is actually add tasks that will then dynamically do that. So we'll have events and tasks, and then hours. So all events happen between this time, and then each task is like the name of the task happens. Frequency, 1 time a week for duration, and then we put the order on each of the events or tasks so we can prioritize them. So this doesn't come out always as explicitly as you might think, but I think it does well for our purposes, which is just like make sure that go to Best Buy is like the first thing that you do, the first thing that you plan, the earliest that you plan, and then you can just sort of litter everything else. So we have generate prompt. I'm gonna up the volume maybe a little. I mean, my voice is probably even competing right now, so we'll just drop that down a little bit. The moment of truth. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it broke. Response format of JSON object is not supported with this model. How do we use it then? What do you use it? How do you use it then? We might have to use a different model. I mean, let's see. What else do we got in here? Oh, wow. Okay. What about, is there not any DaVinci? Let me go into the docs. OpenAI. JS. There is actually a lot of code examples. That's pretty cool. I guess they want us to use, in some cases, so we have to use GPT Turbo. I guess it was giving us all of the response format compatible ones. So let's go ahead and refresh, clear that out. And then hit the loading, and it broke again. Messages must contain the word JSON in some sort. So I'm assuming I'm not getting charged for this, which is great. So let's just go ahead and go to calendar. The moment of truth has been formatted in JSON. Like this. There we go. Hopefully I don't leak anything on accident. Let's go. Loading. Oh, look at that. That is so weird. Why is it named choices? Why is it named choices? All right, we're going to output this to the console so we can actually look at the structure. Why is it called choices though? They're events. All right, cool. So we're going to go to the on success. We don't need to stringify it for the whatchamacallit. We don't have to console log it about, or we don't have to stringify it for the console. So that worked. I don't know how expensive that was though. All right, not that bad. It's less than a penny. Less than a penny, which is great. So we're gonna do that again. But I also like data. So we're gonna do choices, and instead of events, I'm just gonna respect the TypeScript stuff because I'm scared. All right, we're loading, and now we have an array. Also, because we have the thingamabob, we can now say loading on the button. So when we click it, we're like not sort of so data. Let me look up use mutation again and figure out where data. Okay, so it's exported with this little guy. So we're gonna go where it goes to loading, and instead of doing when true is true, we can just do when chat is loading. Why is it? All right, so it outputs the object, which is good. We're almost there. We're going to do the first one because we're not doing multiple choices. And message. And we're getting the optional chain just in case there is no message. But we have option, message, and then content. And thank God they typed this strongly, because like now I can do something like this. We're going to go ahead and take it out. And what we're going to do is we're going to export the whatchamacallit. We are going to prompt get the data, and then we're going to save that to the database later, but I want to see if we can actually put it on the schedule right now for the rest of the week. It's loading. Oh, look at that. All right, so we prompted correctly and we got the events, but the issue is the time is off. The time is way off. That doesn't make any sense. It like did this twice. So this is the concern. So go to Best Buy happens once a week. Dentist appointment happens once a week. All right, I didn't really think the order is kind of weird a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and take that off and see if we can change what we're getting out of each of the No, all events happen between 9 and 5. I need to schedule for this week and see if that changes anything. And we'll console log the thingamabob. And we can also Prisma schema. So post. I'm going to be really lazy and I'm going to make like basically a repository for all of the prompts. So ID, and I don't like int as an ID. So we're going to do default CUID, and then we're going to just say content string. Yeah. Or we could do string. String is fine. String, and it's necessary for the prompt. So now what we're going to have to do is migrate. So the thing is, like, every time I call the API costs money. So I'm just like, I should at least, like, even if the output isn't what I want, because I'm assuming that's going to happen, I want to have at least every single time that I prompt, I have what I got at the very least. So we're going to migrate the DB. We're going to migrate that. So now prompt is a thing we can use. And we'll sort of do what I erased earlier with this. We're going to do this now. So results. CTX DB and then prompt. I was actually scared that wasn't going to work correctly, but then ID is automatically created, and then we just have to put in results. for chat completion. Unsafe call of, okay, so this is what happens sometimes when we got to restart the TS server, so it's not freaking me out. Because this should work. I can also just cut it off and then text content does not match. What are you talking about? Wait. Date time. Prop date time. Is this in calendar? I guess we can take. What is it? So this is global events. This is at the bottom. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna get rid of that part of the time. Okay, we're still working there. 2:59 a.m. looks good, and then 9:19. It's really close to the 9:30. But there is a little bit of push because of stylistic choices. So I feel like that's fine. So we're loading. Oh crap. I realized it as soon as I Yeah. Oops. So we're getting what I want is content. Data, content. And then over here, we're actually going to do actually we can do results. Choices 0, message dot content. All right, so content is what I'm looking for. It's gonna be a string, and it probably wants me to early return something just in case something isn't existing, right? Unsafe return of any type value. It says it's a string. That's typed properly. Oh, it thinks prompt is unsafe. I really don't. Prisma. Let me So there's Prisma migrate dev. There's also generate, I think. Prompt is a real thing. I swear. I swear. I swear it's a real thing. It is a real thing. I swear. I swear. It's a real thing. All right. It's going to just have to deal. I think it can still work. Okay. Make prompt. Loading. All right, cool. So it entered into our database, which is nice. And we get schedule. This is what we get. This is what we get. And the date is very wrong. It is very wrong. It's starting. I said this. I guess maybe the. Does OpenAI know what time it is for the week of I have to get is there so I need to use date FNS get start of week. And we just need to print like a human readable, so it'd just be like December 17th or whatever start of week is, start of week. And it returns a date. Does it return a date? Yeah. So start of week, new week, date, which should be today. And then we want to locale date string. And we're going to say year. Is this not? Oh, yeah. So I have to go ahead and get start of week for date. Date. Start of week. Date. Where are my types? Can't find start of week. I have to find it. You're lying. Start of week is right here. There's no way. Oh, I'm doing it on the wrong date. Oops a daisy. Invalid date of I got you. To locale strict date. Okay. I got it. I finally got it. It should say full here. Unsafe. Let me just Google this real quick. To locale date string. Oh, okay. So this is supposed to be undefined. I forgot. Year. Two-digit. No, not two-digit. Numeric. Month. Long. And then day. So we need month, day, and year. So it's like December, blah, 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 the year that we're in. Oh, we gotta. Okay. So week of, I don't know what's going to happen now. but let's go ahead and prompt, and we can actually look at the object that we sent over. So boom, we have the week. Yes. Okay. So we have dates correctly now. We have dates correctly now. And it's returning schedule reliably. Like I've noticed that we're getting schedule reliably. So now we can start. What I want to do is on success, we want to add these new dates, but we have to do this sort of smart. So I might need to write some stuff down. I was going to mess some up. Okay. So when we make the prompt, it is taking what is already here plus the task. But what we want returned is a model, and we actually have it right here. So we have name, we have start time, we have end time, which I guess I need, but I'll also just I'll just return duration. I might as well. Frequency and duration. And I'm gonna make the prompt, I'm gonna put this in the prompt so I don't have to think about it, because I don't want to think about it. Frequency, number of times per, and we can do this also. I want a word wrap. Number of times per week. Frequency. Oh, frequency. Is habit is false. We'll just say is habit is false, because we don't really necessarily need to think about that for anything that we're getting prompted back. That means likely we have to fix that later, but I don't necessarily need it right now. Duration, and then we'll do number of minutes. So we have name, start time, end time, is habit, frequency, and duration. And so this is good. And I feel like that should be enough to do something. Let me see. We're going to go to context because I actually do want to see here. So we have two events and we have everything here. Okay. This is fine. So what we're going to do so we can see the stuff is we're going to go ahead and set the content. So I'll also use state to add the tasks. We're going to do const schedule equals JSON parse, and then we're going to data dot content. Right. And we've been consistently getting this, so I know that if we parse it, we'll have an object that has an array. And since it's an array, we're going to destructure unsafe assignment. Unsafe. I don't know how I can get rid of that without like saying like data is, it's an object or content rather, as schedule, and then an array of calendar events. Does that work? let's see if this just works by itself. Let's see if we can ignore the TypeScript error for right now. Make prompts. Let's see if we can just ignore it. Let me know if y'all can hear the music also. So we can't ignore it. We did get the prompt. We got a bunch of objects. We got 5 objects. Let's see if it has the frequency, it has the start time, it has the end time, it has the amount of time it's happening. This is so great. So it seems like this prompt is working. The issue is the JSON parse. So I'm going to actually ask ChatGPT, hey, what do I do? How to manage JSON parse with TypeScript. So schedule ends up being this array, which is great. So ID equals string, and then content is a not schedule, but calendar event. I guess it's a string, but it turns into and we can't type that way. I guess we could do this, right? We can do this because we already have the information we need. Parsed. We'll just say that's parsed. Interface parsed prompt, which is just ID string, and content, which is also another string. I'm just so confused. JSON parse is just so important, but typing it is weird. Schedule, and this is the calendar event. Yeah, it does. It's right here. What do you mean? It is here. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Interface, Schedule is a calendar event. So we just put this in here. Unsafe assignment of any value. You know what? Let's ask ChatGPT. Argument of type ID string is not assignable. What do you mean? What does that mean? JSON parse as parsed prompt. Parse prompt has what we're getting. We can just say parsed prompt right here. Man, how do we? I'm getting maybe we can do. No, we can't. Let me see if I can. JSON parse TypeScript. I'm gonna ask Google. Just see if I can find something on Stack Overflow. I just realized I don't need the parse. I'm so dumb. I don't need to parse this. It's already a thing. The thing that I need to parse is schedule. So in data we have content, which is a string, and it knows it's a string, so stop barking at me. Unsafe assignment of any value. Schedule equals content. Schedule. So this is what we need to parse and figure out, actually, because we do have this. And what we can do is as or calendar events. JSON parse. Maybe it makes sense to give ChatGPT more specific, and then it can help because your request in the chat was quite global and give you pieces if we could. Yeah, you're right. I think I do that in the. I'll do that next time. I think I figured out what was going on. It was just me not specifying the because I wasn't parsing the whole object. The object's already parsed. The issue was that I needed to parse this string and not the whole thing. Parsed content. So we can actually just get rid of that. Content object. All right, now we use ChatGPT. I'm going to explain the code a bit better. So what I'm going to do is go to ChatGPT, and we're going to go, I am parsing an a string with parsing a string that is a object with JSON parse, and I need to have it be type safe. Oops, safe. So let's try that. So the object that we're returning is, so parse content basically looks like schedule, because that's the only thing in the object. So let's see if schedule works. Okay, now we can add code. Maybe it needs to be scheduled. What is Comcast ChatGPT? What is Comcast? What is Comcast? What is Comcast? How are you doing, Daniel? Let's see. I would throw this in. I'm getting unsafe assignments with this code. Is valid. Ah, that's interesting. So let me do this. I just want to make sure that content isn't giving me any beef. Unsafe assignment of any value. It's so weird because we have but data isn't any though. Any data has on success data destructure. So I'm just Googling destructuring. Destructure. What is with the what's with the queries? Is there a significance to the queries? Form data. I guess we can say on success React query. Stack query, blah, 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 blah. I need to find on success, on success, on success, on success. On success. We can just say content equals data dot content. ID. It's so interesting to me that it's like maybe we just give an interface to it and it's a bit happier. Okay, cool. All right, schedule. String is not assignable to. Okay, I guess technically it is a string. It just happens to be parsed as something else. So content object becomes schedule. Please work, please work, please work, please work, please work. Please work. Content object is declared but never schedule. Property schedule is missing in parse content but required in type. Okay, yeah. Schedule. I'm trying to, let me remember. So we get So that was our input. Our result object is the data, and then we get content, which is a string. So content in a string, which means we have to parse content, and then content will give us schedule. So we don't actually need parse content there. We have to convince TypeScript that schedule is in how to convince how do you spell convince TypeScript that a string, hold on, actually. So this is the JSON string that we have now with content. It's just a string. And then we're parsing it and we're getting this. So we'll say this is parsed content. The key is this. And you can say it's a, if we parse it, do we have a bunch of strings. Let's see if that does anything. Let me open the other window that I had. Includes an array of objects. So schedule let me remake that actually. How to parse a string and return a type. How to parse a string and return a type that has a object that has a array of objects. Wait, that worked. Wait, content object equals schedule. So let's do schedule, destructure and do schedule. So now we have calendar events. All right, will this work? Will this work? Will this work? Oh, I didn't set that earlier. That's fine. Will this work? We should get an array in the console. Unexpected character at line 1 of column. Okay, so we have the prompts, which is cool. It's called events now. No. It was schedule. It was scheduled. All right, we'll just do schedule. All right. I thought it was good. I feel like the last time I hit prompt, it was giving schedule. So added schedule this time. All right. What are we getting again? What is it giving us? What is it giving us? Schedule is exactly what I'm looking for, actually. I guess what I can do is let me look. Because schedule is there, it's a key, and we're getting an array. We're getting an array of objects and JSON parse. Unexpected character at line 1, column 1 of the data. All right, let me look up some more stuff about it being returned as JSON. And also let me check if I've added a penny yet. Oh, we haven't hit a penny yet. Let's see what we get. Let's see what breaks. I'm glad this is extremely cheap for smaller things. Like, this scales pretty well with this. Oh, it's printing the ID. That's interesting. Oh, whoa, I see what I did. Okay, well, that makes sense. I just completely kept screwing it up then. And we can actually do this. We're going to go ahead and do that. All right. So the next thing we're going to do after this works, because I know this should work, we're going to go ahead and save. We're going to actually put everything in the schedule. See? Yeah, worked. Easy. So we have these. These look decent. I'll see in a second whether or not they're valid or not. But what we'll do is, since schedule is a an array, we can go ahead and each event can be added. Add task. It should be here, right? I forgot. Does this overwrite what is here? You know what? That should be fine. I'm just like, do I want to overwrite everything? Do I really want to overwrite everything? Because we could, since it's an array, we can just go ahead and do like update or set global events, because I guess I have set global events already implemented. So we can go ahead and save that. Ooh, this is exciting. And we go ahead and we make the prompt. All right, so what broke? You have encountered 2 children with the same key. So we global events. And bye-bye events. Bye-bye. Oh, shoot. I guess since it's in state, it just doesn't get thrown away. Look at that. Look at how great that looks. Look at that. I want to auto-generate different colors, though. And since it isn't conditional... I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to give me a random. Can you create a function to return a random color for usage in a Tailwind CSS class name? Can it only include the color? Can you remove okay. So now for each of the events, all of these colors, we're just going to make this a... I don't know if this is going to work. I know that Tailwind kind of hates certain things. when it comes to template strings. So we're gonna need this. Did it not render? Oh, wait, I replaced background color pink, which it is not there. It's literally not noticeable. I think I'm gonna have to hard code these. Because time is just too fickle. Time is just repulsively too fickle. And we'll just do this. And the colors are just not working properly. I don't know. I can't remember. Generate color. Tailwind CSS template string. Okay, I can't use concatenation. So my idea is gonna be, let's get rid of these two. Gonna do this, right? We're gonna say if this exists, which it does, or now you give, so we can say like background plus 50, right? It's not a spread type, it's a string. I guess, yeah, I'm going to have to add all of this. Let's give ChatGPT this code. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all what I'm thinking. I want a function or a component that outputs a random color via Tailwind CSS based on this. I'll just give it the code. That's not exactly what I want. Oh, we can do this. Cool. Let's do that. This is a valid comparison, right? Okay. We will get random background color. And all it will do is return a string with everything we'll do get random background color. So this is starting to be a component. But we're gonna take this, get random background color body. And so we need a color. We need a color string. We'll say color and it's gonna be we'll do it like this. And then okay, that's not working either. What did I do wrong here? It's supposed to be purple. It's not generating the class for it. For can you build me a function that returns can you build me a function that returns a random string containing or returns a string containing what is it? Background color 50 hover BG color. I think it's also 50 or it's 100. 100. But the color is for each of the built-in colors for Tailwind, CSS, and can you manually write out the color classes? Hold on. And the function. Can you make the classes an array? You know what? I'm gonna do this. And then we're gonna just make this into an array. Where are you getting replaced, home dog? Oh my god, it's so slow. Oh shoot. Does this work better? The hover works, and then I need to do that. So we got red that time. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the event. I spent way too much time doing that, but we'll also alter the text. It's text red 700. Text red 700. 700. And also hover text gray 700. I guess this doesn't really, I don't need the hover. Red, yellow, green, blue, indigo, purple, and I forgot to do pink here. Pink. All right, cool. Cool. I don't know where text red would be. Not too bad. Not too bad. Now we have random colors. Okay. What are the tasks we have? We only have one task, which means we shouldn't even have this here. That we have to have a way that says that we're keeping it. So we might have something that's like unprocessed. So tasks and events can be different. So we can have events, tasks can turn into events. So we can also do that. But I just want to go ahead and make the prompt because I want to see what everything looks like on here. All right. So they're touching. They're also supposed to be only 30 minutes. But let's see what this says. So it says that it's first go to Best Buy, then dentist appointment, then gym. $30 minutes. I should probably put the end time there too. They're supposed to be spaced out by at least 30 minutes. So this happens on the same day. And then have these. So we're almost there. Let's just fix this. So the span is 30 minutes is 6. So we just divide by 5. Right, like that's right. Overflow. Kind of want to clip it. I don't know what is the thing that is overflow. So we're gonna say overflow clip on everything. Overflow clip on overflow clip is. I just took a shot in the dark about overflow clip. I could be wrong. Oh no, that's right. so we only got one gem, and it doesn't seem to be getting the overflow clip. Hold on. The events, global events, with, yeah, global events. Yeah, overflow clip. Ah, I see. I don't know why this didn't work before, but okay. So for some reason, when we did the last prompt, we got not. We only got gem once, and it says frequency 3, which is weird. So let's just do make prompt again. Okay, that's better. I mean, that's sort of the whole point, is like you can sort of massage it. You can just keep clicking until you get what you want. But yeah, this is close. This is close. I might have to do something with the text. I don't really feel like you should have to scroll. It doesn't make sense to me. All right, that should be fine for right now. What else are we doing? So we want to split up the task and events. So we have to add that into the global. We will rename symbol, or let me just see what we have when it comes to these things, or I can just add it and figure it out. Events, and we can make a new thing that's like events. What is, okay, so tasks and events. So we are making shared state turn into tasks. Actually, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. Change all occurrences. Tasks. Events. Calendar event. change all occurrences. Set task. Oops, I don't know what just happened. Set task. And then we're gonna change all occurrences. Update task states. Yeah, a lot of stuff is gonna be broken right now. I just have to fix it in a second. So add task, and then we just need to also add update event state. Or actually we don't need the add. It might be good if I'll just add the events if I need to do that. I might not even need the other thing. Okay, we should be fine. Update event state. Okay. And now we are going to create a new type. Calendar event task. So name, duration. We don't need start time and end time. Frequency, yes. Is habit, yes. Task. So we're gonna go to events is fine. So events is fine. Task is gonna be task type, or we can just add task, right? Just add task. So add task is task. Add task is task. Update task state. Update event state. Events. Set events. Task. Task events. Update task state. Update. Add task exists. It is here. It's here. Event state. That's good. That's good. That's good. Task state. Update task state. Task. Add task. Task. Task events. Update task state. Update event state. Task. Cool. Now we gotta fix everything on the calendar because I messed everything up. Shared state. So shared state is no longer global events. It will be just events. There'll also be tasks because I don't have that. Update state will be update event state. And then we'll also have update task state. Set global events. Should still be here, that's fine. These are tasks, so these are tasks, and I'm going to make sure that I know that. Values are tasks. Set or did I do for this? Set task. Scroll down. Scroll down. And then it doesn't have start time, so we just have duration. And if I were to add a task, it'd be like coding. Oh, this broke. Task create modal. We don't need start and end time. And this is a task. Coding. This, hold on, what the heck? Okay, that might not be, I did this wrong. So name, number, duration, supposed to be duration. It's just a habit, and then that's frequency. I don't know how I messed that up. Okay, so 15, so we can say 45 minutes. Is this task a habit? Yes, so we unlock that, and we create a task, and it's 45 minutes. Oh, wait. Cool, so now we have tasks. And now generate prompt is going to have tasks, which is an array of tasks. And we want to map the task. I'm also going to have something that's like hours, which is going to be a string. Which should be a range. Oops. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yes, name. That's not name. Happens. Task frequency a week for, we're gonna have to put this here for okay, so I thought we could do that, but we can't. But what I can do is task string. So now when we do generate, I just want to make sure that this is not borked. I feel like I'm missing something. Task string. So where is the button? What in the world are you going on about? Generate prompts. Task. And then just like a dummy string. But I want to console log this. Join. Let's add another task. Go to Best Buy. No, this is not a habit. So we just do create task. So now we can go ahead and make prompt. Uh-oh. I guess what we can do is this. Clear the output, make prompt. How do I? Templates, string, new line. Ooga. Let's see what happens when I do this. Okay. Dang. The whole thing broke because of that. Weird. Let's see if this is fine. Let's actually test if this is fine. It didn't output is task open. Yeah, with the grid row, it didn't render it properly. That's so weird. What? It just gave me a bunch. It broke down coding. So I gave it one thing and it broke down coding. But at least it rendered correctly. It just, if it has the same name. So let's do this for the prompt. If it happens by default, it happens once. So if it happens 0 times, then the minimum is 1. And is this task a habit? Is kind of a superfluous thing currently. I don't think I actually need it right now. Like I don't know. At least for tasks, like I don't feel like I need it. Okay. So by default, it's gonna be 1. Right now it's not 1, so I have to refresh. Add task. Coding. Also, it didn't frequency. Minimum. You can take this out. And we'll do 15 for this. And we'll say a minimum of 15 too for a task. And I'm also gonna add this. Add this to the Prisma schema. Model task. ID can be this. Name can be string. It's required. Integer. Integer. Format document. Boom, boom, boom. Format document. All right, cool. Boom, boom, boom. Coding a task. So we go ahead and do this. And also with the task on the calendar, I want to make sure that I'm returning. I'm also not returning, but I can see the frequency. So we just add 1. Okay, so the problem is when something is at 9 o'clock, so there will be times where this is 0. If it's I guess I'm just gonna have to. What happens? I just randomly clicked it. I don't know what's gonna happen. Just a bunch of random stuff. Coding. Let's say the rest of the week for the rest of the week of actually yeah. We can just hide that. So if we just take this out for right now, it's still giving us that. I don't know why. And then also let me put this right here. Coding. The style is just not rendering a style. I feel like I did something wrong. I just don't know. Unless the time strings are wrong, which is possible. Like, but I saw it working earlier. As long as there's like minutes, it works fine. Oh, it's can we say to date to ISO date string UTC ISO date string. That's so interesting. I'm gonna add some more tasks. Go to Best Buy. Oh, okay. Hold on. I think I know what's going on. I think. Where is desktop generate week, global events, event to global events. Yeah, that's true. 14 p.m., which we're not even using, but I gotta fix that. So that's two, but again, like the style is just not happening, and I don't know why. Because is same week is happening, right? So that's okay, but the style isn't. Chat GPT return time string. I guess we can put in the format that we're looking for instead of what we have now. Let's see if that does anything. This is a task. It should have only happened once. But it happened twice. A task, task, and the timestamp is what is the UT? we will do we'll do this too. We're gonna do the quotes. Still don't know why it's not, the style isn't happening right now. New dates, start time, get hours, times 12. That should return a number. Event duration divided by 5. Oh, because 5 divided by, no, 15 divided by is 3. So maybe we have to round this. Math floor. I mean, 15 divided by 5 is going to be 3. So I don't know why that wouldn't work, but let's refresh. I'm going to say go to Best Buy. And we'll do 30 minutes. Okay, so we have the right timestamp. The end time is very wrong. The duration is also very wrong. So the issue might be in our prompt. Start time plus duration as we have to restart the music. Coding stream. Let's just do span 6. Let's see if it yields anything. And then 2 plus, we'll do like 184 or something. Where'd it go? So something was happening with the math. I don't know what was going on with the math. Oh, I do know what's going on with the math. I know what's going on with the math. Duration. Event dot duration divided by 5. date fns, date fns. Because it's not 24-hour, so hour 1 through 12. So we'll do H, lowercase h. It should definitely not be 4, unless it is. We'll a task. Okay. 15 minutes is really short. Let's refresh and add 30. Coding stream, 30 minutes, 3 times. Well, this is taking a second. It keeps adding these weird events. Oh, that happens 3 times a week for, oh my gosh. If this fixes everything, I'm gonna scream. The frequency is not needed in coding stream. So let's restart this. We're gonna say when we return, we actually don't need this or have it. And then there's something else that I need to do. Forgot what it was. Coding stream. Or what's a going to Best Buy has been pretty effective at being like a task. We're gonna do it twice. Create task. Do not add extra stuff. Or we have to add I and then And it's saying 4 a.m., which means something's going wonky. So the span works. So this is supposed to be 30 minutes. That's good. It's not supposed to be at 4 a.m. So we blame the prompt. We blame the generated prompt. Let's parse this. Parse ISO string. Not supposed to be parse ISO date time string. Just do it for me. I'm lazy. Do it for me. That's 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's planning it right there. Time zone list. Why is, oh my god. Okay, so it's UTC -5. Is this the right? UTC -5. And we get new stuff. It's happening at 9 a.m. Nice. I don't know what these other events are though. I'm so confused why I'm getting like these extra events. They don't even have text. The start times are inconsistent a little bit still. Let's see. Let's see if this changes anything, which it probably will in a very bad way, but is a task or go to Best Buy. And we'll do it twice. Okay, cool. It worked. Like as expected, even with the 45 minutes, which I did the challenge a little bit. All right, cool. I think what I want to do is create a task. A task route. So we're going to do this. And because we're lazy, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We don't need this. We just need the create. And we should do a get all as well. So we're going to do this. and we're gonna get a task, which is gonna look like I actually gotta make the task. Z object name z dot string. What else does it have? Because I don't want to keep like having to make the task. I don't want to do that no more. Oh. I'm gonna have to migrate again. And we go to root, and we go to task, and we go to task router. We gotta make sure it's exported. Task router. Task router. Thank you. Oh my god, I have not touched my phone. But yeah, so what I want to do actually is let me save everything and close everything that isn't task. I literally closed only task. I want to close everything that isn't task. We save, everything is saved. We're gonna exit for a second, because what happens sometimes is the TypeScript is annoying and doesn't notice the migrations properly. So we're gonna make sure that it does see the migrations properly. Yarn dev. Change color. You can change. Rename. How do I rename this? I don't know. We're gonna find many, and there is no order. You just close this up. All right, so task is good. We're gonna go back to calendar, and what we're going to do, I don't know how this works precisely. But I guess the calendar can be the one that's getting it. I want to see if this works. Let's test if this works. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work, but the idea is that inside of the context, we can give default. Can we use I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Can I use React query to fetch a default value in a context file? In context? Okay, so you can. I feel like I should. Import API. Let's just I'll just do T for right now. That dot task dot get all, which is a use query. It's an array of this, right? Oh, but there's also is loading. Oh, shoot, it's not in brackets. We could just render the children. Create or go to Best Buy. Wait, I don't think it. I didn't set this up yet. I guess context can have. Or no data. Or no, this is a mutation. So task update. So API.task.create.use mutation. And then on success, we want to actually API.task dot like API use utils. How do you invalidate get all? When we create a mutation, we can add it. We want to do use mutation. What the heck is context? Is it the API that I'm do? Can you run this code? How do you mean? How do you mean? I can leave this alone. I might be able to show you what I have right now, but I think it's gonna break. Go to Best Buy, and then we can say 45 minutes, and we can say it twice. So we have that. Run the project, yeah. So it creates, oh, it's at 2 o'clock this time. So based on the task that I gave it, it will give us a time. It will give us our schedule, basically. And it's 45 minutes. I'm a CS student. You look in the code, like what brought you here? What brought you here? So that's how that works. We can actually add another task. Go to Pizza Hut. And that's going to take an hour, right? That's going to take an hour. And we do that once. So right now, this is all we have. And now we go ahead and make prompt. I don't know where the other Best Buy trip got cannibalized. I don't know what happened. It only happened once. Interesting. But and I want to ask you what programming language you should learn. I should learn for web dev. It depends on what you want to do. If you just want to make pretty looking websites like that don't do much, like that aren't really truly interactive or persisting state over time, I would just learn HTML, JavaScript, CSS. You can learn a framework like React. It's totally up to you. Honestly, Python, JavaScript, Python, I think Python's more used for scripting. But JavaScript's really powerful. So like React, Node, and you're chilling. You learn React and Node and you can build full websites by yourself for the most part. You have to learn SQL, but I use ORM, so I don't have to, like, that gets extracted. So yeah, we don't have any. I don't know why it got cannibalized. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this again. Interesting. I don't know why it got cannibalized. I'm gonna go ahead and change that up. So right now what I'm trying to do is give myself the ability to update tasks a certain way. So tasks are right here. And I also have to do this for events, but right now we're just gonna do it for tasks. And I wanted to create a mutation. So this project is too big. Yeah, it's pretty large. Let's see. Create mutation. Mutation. Create mutation. How much time have you spent on it? I've streamed the whole thing, so I want to say like a little bit under or around 10 hours. Somewhere around 10 hours. The whole thing, I've streamed it. No, wait. Yeah. I've streamed all of it. So I want to say around like 10 hours. Poor go to Best Buy getting cannibalized. Okay, there we go. It's back. Woo! 2 p.m. is like a random time to go to Best Buy or Pizza Hut. I actually kind of love that. Use utils. API task. I gotta figure out how to use the utils. TRPC use or utils. Utils API dots use utils utils dot AI, so the task dot get all invalidate, and then we just call that. Is that right? Alright, so on task update. I'm trying to think. Whenever we add a task, we don't even need to use state anymore because we're using queries. Hold on. So I don't even need to use state. And then tasks, all can be tasks. We don't need this. And update task state. I guess we don't need that anymore. I think, because if we're not using state anymore, task update. What do you mean it's not callable? Oh, yeah, it's dot mutate. All right, it's being a dumb. It's being a dumb. Give it a second. Give it a second. Give it a second. Give it a second. Where did I use this? Oh, so we do need to use state to be able to use this. Okay, so we can continue to use state. Hold on. We're gonna say tasks. Actually, we'll keep it as data. It starts update task. That just means when we reorder, we have to give a function. Let me go to framer motion. Layout. Ooh. Reorder. So when you do an on reorder, that's a whole state in itself, which means I would be interested. I would have to update the task. I would have to migrate the tasks so they each have an order, which is gonna drive me insane. but we don't have to do that right now. So what's in the mutate function? It's a task. Actually, on success, we can just get this back, because when we create a task, we get it back. So we don't actually need to do this here. We need to do it up here. Set tasks. Oops. This is a state, right? Set task data. Previous states. Not previous day. What do you mean? Previous day, no munchies. Oh, there's multiple datas. But it's only in the scope. We shouldn't have to worry about anything. Okay. Task is on this line. So this is before the query. So we just do data. Okay. So let's refresh. Rendered more hooks. Let me see if there's another way to do this. There we go. can do this. And then we can do something where like we use effect according to this. Set tasks. And then we do data. If there's no data, we don't do anything. Otherwise, we are good to go. What are we looking like, Chief? More hooks than the previous render. Let me look up TRPC, use query. feel like API stuff could be right after state declaration. Okay, so the thing that I'm attempting to do is just get the task back once we're trpc use query on success. It says it's okay. I want to look up why it's depreciated. Use query on success. Depreciated. Ah. State syncing on success, data, dealing with on-demand data. Ugh. Okay, so add tasks. We don't have to invalidate anymore. And let's add a task. Go to best buy, and we'll make it 45 because I think it's a really weird number. All right, and we created the, hopefully, okay, yeah. We created go to Best Buy. So if I refresh and it doesn't break, we have the task already, which means we can just go ahead and hit make prompt, which makes go at 2 random times, which is fine. It worked. I think we're almost done with like the bare minimum of what it needs to do, which is like handle adding task, and then we need to make another button to sort of declare intent. Prompt. Where does it say prompt? Event. So then we have a button that is just persist on persist events, and you're gonna bloat this entirely way too much, but yeah, we have go to Best Buy twice, and we can hit, like the last feature that we need to build out is just hitting it, connecting it to a calendar, and then also getting other events, and then planning the tasks around that. And then also just like I can include Todoist. It's not necessary because effectively, you know, it would be doing the same thing, right? Where like we have a task, you know, we're just pulling it from somewhere else. Persisting it makes it actually functional for me. So it would take, like, if I had scheduled events or anything like that, it could take it, and then on my calendar you would see something very similar. But then yeah, we'd be done. I would want to clean it up because it's not perfect, and yeah, I would want to clean it up, but it's cool. It's cool. We're doing something. Let me make another task. Rent a movie. We'll do an hour, and I'll go ahead. Oh, that doesn't do anything. We'll go to make. All right, look at that. It's 60 minutes. The prompt seems to be doing pretty okay. That's good. And then we can just say console log, and it will stop bothering me. It is no longer empty. All right. I think that's going to be it for today. Let me write what I need to do for next time. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's it for right now. We got to a point where, like, boom, like we have a prompt. It's custom depending on whatever task we have. I think some upgrades that I would make would be that, you know, these are editable. And then also that events show up on the side too. And that instead of this like scrolling down, the only thing that will scroll is the calendar itself, so it doesn't move. Nothing's moving except for the calendar, so you could just scroll like that, which is potentially more intuitive for a like touchpad. But the next things that I need to make are get existing events, get existing events, display existing events, get existing events, display existing events, create event model, persist events to calendar, remove events from calendar. So like it's sort of like a panic button. If we do some dumb, we can just be like, okay, we're deleting all those. I might also make a drop down instead of having all of these buttons right here too. And I could make this hideable as well. But that's not MVP for me. But yeah, I definitely feel like we should make the container. I need to figure out how I would do that. We can say overflow auto or something. We can say overflow auto. And we can say that the only thing that will scroll is this overflow Y scroll. And then we have to how to make container frozen CSS. I think part of it is making the body a certain size, because I don't think right now it is of a certain size. What is this flickering? Okay. Is this filter styles, height? App index. HTML body height is equal to 100%. And I guess everything else has to be the same. Let's go to not task, but index, and then we can do there anything that is beyond the size of the header? I guess it shouldn't take the same height. Maybe auto? Okay, not auto. But I don't know how else to, like, this is close, right? This is close to what I want. But it does this still, and it's just because of the header. I'm not gonna let it get me. I think I'm gonna call it for today. This is extremely cool. Anyway, what was I trying to say? Oh my god, my brain is turning into pudding. I have gotten to a point where the last few things I need are related to events. I have to persist events. I need to be able to persist events onto my own calendar. And then we have successfully created an application that can generate a schedule for me, right? Like, we can add tasks. We can say, hey, like, these are things that I want to do. And then we have it, you know? This is very exciting. I think like another, 4 hours or so, another 3 or 4 hours or so, and then we'd be finished with just this. I am hoping to edit this into a video. And I'm keeping the live stream here. I don't know how long editing the video is going to be. I feel like it's going to take a long time. There's a lot of footage to go through. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to use Descript to help me a little bit and see what happens. I feel like Descript can give me at least like a rough edit, and then we can just be like, okay, what gaps need to be filled in, and that's going to be the video. I can't think too much about it because I just want to put it out, make sure it's like short enough, it feels decent enough, and then put it out and see if people want to see it. And I want to experiment with like the packaging and whatnot. I don't know how to make thumbnails and titles. Like, I'm just terrible at it. So, okay. Thank y'all so much for watching.